So a lot of painting is about contrast, and what I've discovered is that with the advent of HD cameras and televisions, everything's so contrast and sharp, and so people get used to that. So the thing is that with painting it's not really like that, but you want to try and get some sort of feeling of contrast, because that's what the people like nowadays, really. But all the old artists did really rely on a lot of contrast. So where we're working now, we're working down this bit of brickwork down here. Now look, we'll just fill this in, a few bricks. And remember, the bricks are they're patchy, they're always patchy bricks. Trying to get a bit of shadow on this tree. If it's too black, you can just stick it down here somewhere. So it's got the shadow coming up here, so the sun is coming, well, probably between these trees, but this is in shadow. Now, yes, he's done it right. So he's got quite a lot of light behind it, but I just want to get the feeling of this tree here. It's coming up. There's another one coming off there, but and this goes up here and up here. So it's almost coming halfway around. And down the bottom, well, it all goes a bit dark down there. I don't know what's happening down there. Like that. Anyway, that's quite good. Now we're going to put we're going to try and get a nice bit of this orangey. You use a lot of this orangey yellow ochre thing for these little trees, but we've got to get that in the background before we start doing all our trees, all our branches rather, on the top. So this is quite pale here, and he's going to put it across the trunk, but I'm not going to do that yet. That's it. Where's it lightest? Well, it's all really the same colour really, but so what I'm at here is, look. So all I'm using is the reds and the yellow ochre and burnt umber and a little bit of black. Some of this is quite pinky, but I don't mind that because I can always go, if you meld that into the background there, you can just see how he's using this. We might need a little bit more yellow ochre. You can use a little brush with this because, well, if you fuck it up, you'll be fine, won't you? So I'm just filling in this yellowy ochre stuff here, down here, down here. Well, it probably stops up there a bit. But really, all you're doing now is just putting in a bit of highlights against this dark tree. And obviously try and cover the white of the canvas behind, which we are doing slowly and patiently. We're going to do that boat, but I'm going to do the boat. Right, let's try, shall we? Now, when I've done this before, I've cocked it up quite a few times. Well, that's okay, it's only right, isn't it? The back of that boat is actually quite narrow. It's only just like that. Now there's some deep shadow there. Now that's not too bad. That's not too bad now. So I can't really, I'm going to do the people, but not now because it's all wet behind there. So just try and get a nice little bit of work in on the water. That's always pleasing when you get in the water nice, because you think Yes, see, that's looking not too shabby now, is it? All right, sunshine. All right. I do jump about because I see these bits over here. I think, oh, I'll just do a nice bit of light there, bit of light there. And this tree here. That tree there, get that nice. There's quite a lot of sunlight on that, but we can have to come back to that. Let's get this sorted down here. Let's sort it down here. I think that's not looking so bad. There is one thing that we have to do. We have to just let's get this roof nice and sharp. That bush does come out there. There's a bit of darkness down there. And he's done a bit of darkness here. And this is dark. This is all in shadow down here by this brickwork coming down here. It tends to fade out like that. How's that? Hey? 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 Last night I did a little bit more, but look, so it's come on quite well. I've really got to finish it. So look, I'm just doing the man in the boat, and I've just done his little jacket, and I'm doing his trousers. See, like that. Trying to neaten him up really. So what we're going to do, we're just going to try and finish this boat off a bit. I've got to say the boat isn't quite as I would like it. I've got the little picture here of him. He's got a nice white shirt on, so we're going to just try and make it a little bit of highlight here on his shirt. And it comes down, and we just want to make sure that there's his arm there and his other arm there. He's got a little bit of shirt sticking out of his, there look, sticking out of his waistcoat. I'll put a tiny little bit of pinky flesh on his hands, and that's his staff. And what we're going to try and do now, this water is just flowing past. So I've done the cows. The cows are all right, but we'll be here all day otherwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make this water, highlight this water a bit. If you see the real one, he spends a lot of time getting all these highlights of the little bits of water, little waves and all the rest of it. Well, I'm not going to do all that because I've got a life, right? I'm going to move on. So, but the highlight's quite good because that's really what people see in the thing. I'm just going to go around and put a little bit of, I'm mixing in like a tiny bit of fleshy cream, just to get a little bit of colour off the bright white, which is the flake white. And then what makes water quite nice is you just do a few little highlights through there, like that. Well, he's done quite a lot of this stuff here, hasn't he? Well, I'm not really doing too much more. I think that's quite nice as it is. The house is, we could add just a tiny bit of colour to that. It says the sun's coming through. Bit of a finger job on that. It's quite good like that. And of course the sun is just catching this roof here, coming and catching this little chimney breast here and through there. There's a little bit on the tree over here. I've done these other patches. I'm not really sure what this I thought it was a silver birch, but I'm not convinced what it is now. Because the bark looks too... It looks a bit too smooth. Anyway. So you just add these little bits of white like this. Now he's got quite a lot of got quite a bit of red, a nice bit of red in the water. I need a little bit of yellow ochre, a bit of cadmium red. Let's make this a little bit more autumny, as he's done. Put some on the bank, put some in the water. This now, it's done a lot of detail on this. He's got lots of little leaves everywhere, isn't he? Lots of leaves. So we can just try a few. I've done as much as I'm going to do with this. I might do a bit more next week, but look, I've put tiny little highlights in with a little water, little ripples in the lake, I've just used a tiny bit of burnt umber and yellow ochre, a little bit of white, and I'm making her dress a little bit highlighted there. She's a funny looking old bird, and he's a funny looking bloke, isn't he? But he's alright. And then a few little ripples from the boat, look. I mean, when you look at the originally, he spent hours just doing thousands and thousands of little ripples. I'm not going to do that. But you know, you can, if you were to do it, you can put lots of little ripples in, like that. And in the original, he's got a little bird flying here with his wing. Oh, I'm not going to do that. So that's it. A few little bits there. So thank you very much indeed for looking. You know, given time and a nice brush, you could get it perfect. But this is really a study of the man John Constable, who's a great hero of mine. So please subscribe and say you like it and things, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.